last Wednesday we publicly announced a product called BRX, which we've been working on for about a year. And essentially we're trying to make buying video advertising as efficient as buying display advertising. And we've a lot of lessons learned over the last few years in display, and we're trying to bring that efficiency to the video category. Over the last 4 years, we've built a pretty sizable video ad network, ranked #2 by Comscore today. But we've really been focused on broadcast and portal and really premium inventory. But a lot of the folks who are trying to target users, essentially data-targeted video advertisers, really need a much broader pool of inventory. So the Brightroll exchange is really the single largest pool of video ad inventory in the market today, and enables buyers to find users across that pool of inventory efficiently. Our target customers would be other ad networks, video networks, display networks. It would be agency ad networks, demand-side platforms, or advertisers and agencies themselves. We sell media on the platform in the same way that we sell media in our network business. Of course, we make a lot less money if you're buying through the Brightroll exchange because the margins on exchanges are much lower. But essentially, for every impression that's bought, we make a chunk of that media spend.
So let's talk about CPMs and the money going through the exchange, or that you hope
Sure.
to go through the exchange. What is the marketplace looking like?
Sure. So I say at a macro level, we see about 50% growth in the category. In our own business, we're seeing about 125, 150% growth this year versus last year. And I guess the most exciting thing for us is that CPMs have really flattened. So for 12 quarters in a row, CPMs declined almost $1 a quarter, and we sort of got into the teens of CPMs. But now we're seeing, really 2 to 3 quarters of relatively flat CPMs. So I think the supply-demand imbalance is starting to kind of equalize in the marketplace. Now, of course, if you're buying broadcast inventory, it's much higher than if you're buying, reach inventory. But still, on average, it's flattened out. One of the big parts of the BRX platform that we announced is the ability to essentially data target users in pre-roll. So this includes everything from retargeting site visitors to targeting data segments like people that are in market for an automobile, all the way to more advanced tools like magnetics, what I consider to be best of breed search retargeting technology. In all cases, essentially we are cooking users and retargeting those users with ads, or we're allowing third parties to essentially bid dynamically for users that they've already created segments for. Specifically for search retargeting, which was our announced product with Magnetic, essentially advertisers can create a keyword list, say 200 or 2,000 search terms, and when Magnetic sees people searching for those terms, we essentially cookie the user and we're able to serve video ads, and we're talking about pre-roll in this case, pre-roll ads to those consumers.
Okay, let's talk about the opportunity of retargeting video as display ads. What are your thoughts?
Sure. So I've just been a big believer of retargeting in general for a long time. I think it's probably the most powerful ad unit ever created, and in many cases underutilized by advertisers today. So essentially cooking users and actually retargeting them with video ads, but using display inventory as the distribution medium is a huge opportunity, massive, and I'd say also underutilized in the marketplace today. But essentially you can take display inventory, which has historically been static, layer on incredible targeting, and use video, and it's very price efficient. I mean, we see CPMs far lower than pre-roll for those units, and I think it's a great product.
So how do publishers go about being involved with that?
So in many cases for retargeting, publishers at this point, because of the advent of display ad exchanges, aren't really directly involved. Essentially, they make their unsold inventory available to the buying platforms, whether that's through the DoubleClick exchange or the Right Media exchange, or through a supply-side platform like AdMeld or Rubicon. And essentially, once they open up that inventory, they're available to receive retargeted campaigns through the ad exchanges for many vendors, Brightroll and other buyers included. And we really see the same ecosystem happening in video, which is publishers are going to open up unsold inventory to the BRX exchange, and they'll get retargeted pre-roll campaigns from us and other buyers in the marketplace.
But the videos themselves as display ads, the publisher has to create it as a sort of display unit, or
300 by 250 or 728 by 90 or 120 by 600 standard IAB ad units. The ad servers that networks like Brightroll use to serve into those placements just make it video enabled. We serve a player into that placement, and the ad is determined by the advertiser.
And how does the publisher determine what videos are viewed?
Well, in most cases, the publisher is not receiving that level of granularity from their sort of display partner. It's, it appears as a third-party served ad. Sometimes there are block lists provided. Sometimes the AdMelds, Rubicons have tools to help them restrict it. But in most cases, that's not, essentially transparent to the buyer in terms of whether a publisher has said, I don't want Toyota ads, or what other ads might be rejected for whatever reason, maybe sales channel conflict or an exclusive.
But for a video publisher, you know, like a BTV, let's
Sure.
say, if I put my player as a display ad, what videos would it be the most? Would it be a mixture? Would it be the most recently published?
Oh, if you're the advertiser, I would pick the most recent video creative. Most of the advertisers we work with are, you know, national television advertisers, so they usually have a pool of ads that are, you know, active for a specific campaign, and it would be one of those ads, you know, sort of at the frequency they desire.
So hasn't retargeting had kind of a little bit of an onus? I mean, do brand advertisers want it? Has there been some resistance to it? Is it just not known? Is there some, what's needed for it to be accepted?
I think there's two pieces of that. There's being accepted by the advertisers and there's being accepted by the users. So I think at a high level, advertisers know that have run retargeting, know its performance outperforms basically every other ad on the web. So I think advertisers are bought into the concept. The challenge has always been, is there enough scale? Can I serve a whole budget with retargeting? Probably not. Usually it's a portion of the budget. And in video, retargeting and pre-roll is even a smaller pool of inventory, so scale is a huge challenge. On the user side, I think it's an educational problem. I mean, most users don't understand that they are in 100% control of what ads they see on the web. If you turn off your cookies, you'll see no retargeted ads ever. Or if you delete your cookies once a week, you know, it'll be a refreshed group of potential retargeted ads. So the user really is in control of that. However, most people don't understand that they have that control, and therefore, you know, this is why privacy concerns are raised. But I think it's a good dialogue. The industry has to have the conversation about what is appropriate in targeting. Retargeting is actually not on the aggressive end of that spectrum, so I think it's probably here to stay for some time.